That's not true. I mean, I didn't.
Good evening, good afternoon, or welcome. Aloha to you too, sir. Today is going to be quite a Speaker's Corner day. This double header is going to be exciting. And I'm not going to waste any more of their time. I've never done a Speaker's Corner that has 3 lovely people. And oh, I forgot to say, I'm Kit Cassingham, and this is Speaker's Corner.
Yay!
So just to cut to the chase, we have Trititas from Hawaii now. Hawaii. I'm learning Hawaiian now. Who are going to talk about Hawaii calls. Welcome, Meg Stewart, Lori Boyle, and Lynn Hopeau. Got a little more to learn. Welcome.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Happy Aloha Friday, as we would say at home. Aloha ahi ahi kako. O manane kua ainoa. My Hawaiian middle name is Meilani. You know me as Meg. This evening, Lynn, Lori, and I want to share what we love most about the Hawaiian Islands, our language, hula, and history. Our Speaker's Corner is titled Hawaii Calls. Whether you've been a visitor or spent a part of your life on these islands, we know you've heard her calling you to return. Hawaii is now calling the Odyssey. This will be the Odyssey's first sailing through the Hawaiian Islands. Oahu, the gathering place, is a critical port visit. The Odyssey will receive her U.S. certification in Honolulu, Hawaii. We are all very proud that this will happen in the Hawaiian Islands. The 3 of us have created an affirmation seeking to create harmony for the Odyssey, her captain, crew, and all of us, her world travelers, as we enter the waters of Hawaii. The Odyssey brought the 3 of us together. 3 women from different islands, but with the same love for our home. You already know my 2 Hawaii sisters, Lynn and Lori. Lynn is a retired Navy senior chief. Let's give a big mahalo to Lynn for 26 years of service. The ocean is her life force. Her intelligent, kind energy reflects the authentic culture of our islands. This evening, Lynn represents our love of the Hawaiian language. She has translated our affirmation and will speak our affirmation into existence in Ōlelo, the original and official language of the state of Hawaii. Lori, our incredible resident hula instructor, and her husband Doug live on Hawaii Island. We call it the Big Island because it is. This evening, Lori represents our love of hula. She shared with us that she's loved everything about Hawaii since she was a 6-year-old learning hula and the meaning of each movement. Generations of hula kumu's knowledge are within her every movement. Lori's hula will feature the unmistakably Hawaiian music of is. Her hula encapsulates this feeling of remembering a loved one and time spent on Hawaii's white sandy beaches. Lynn, who lives on Oahu, but known most as the gathering place, and Lori, who lives on on Hawaii, the Big Island, are supporting me this evening in my request for cultural understanding and generosity toward my beautiful little island of Maui, the Valley Isle. This evening, I would like to share a little bit about Hawaii's history and my life connection to 2 ships that sailed to her islands from opposite directions and many decades apart. I was unaware of my deep connection to the islands until I was an adult in my 50s. My mother died when she was only 41, and she refused to share her life story with me. Maui revealed the rest of my ancestral connection after Gordy and I moved there 20 years ago. So let's begin with Mercy Partridge. First of all, this is the Brig Thaddeus. I'll come back to that in a second. And this is Mercy. She was educated at Mount Holyoke. In her diary, she writes that she didn't plan to marry a stranger. much less sail halfway across the world with him. But when the American board called for missionaries to evangelize the Sandwich Islands, as Hawaii was known then, she said yes. And then she met Yale graduate Samuel Whitney, calm, sturdy, certain. She said yes again. They married 3 days after meeting and immediately prepared to sail for Hawaii. No one called it romantic. It was duty, conviction, obedience to God. Love would have to catch up. They boarded the Thaddeus, an 85-foot long, 24-foot wide, 13-foot deep brig with cracked decks, stiff canvas sails, and rats scurrying over the dry beef and biscuits. They departed Long Wharf, Boston, on October 23rd, 1819. They sighted Mauna Kea on March 30th, 1820. They disembarked Kailua, Kona, Hawaii on April 4th, 1820. A voyage of 164 days, 18,000 miles, around Cape Horn, Chile. 13 missionaries, their families, and 4 young Hawaiian men filled the brig's hold. While the Thaddeus finally dropped anchor off the coast of Hawaii in the spring of 1820, Mercy was pregnant. Determined, she stepped onto the shore hand in hand with the man she'd barely known a few months ago. Their daughter, Maria Kapuli Whitney, was born later that year, the first white baby born in the Hawaiian Islands. They gave her a Hawaiian middle name in honor of the place that had already shaped her more than New England ever would. Mercy and Samuel never returned to the mainland. They made mistakes, but they also built bridges. Samuel helped create the written Hawaiian language by listening to the sounds as Hawaiians spoke, forming the language from the sounds into letters, and then printing the language with the old printing press that they brought on the Thaddeus. In this picture, I'm holding the original book of his writings, and it was pretty incredible to me because this is all history I didn't know about. And his handwritten conversions of sounds into words in Hawaiian are in this book, written on mulberry paper. And it was so scarce that he wrote in 2 directions, this way and this way and this way, to have more space to write. By the 19th century, Hawaii had become the most literate country in the world, and this was no accident. It was a direct result of the early efforts by native Hawaiians and missionaries to create a written version of the Hawaiian language and prioritize education. In 1822, just 2 years after the Thaddeus arrived, 2 Hawaiian chiefs, many Hawaiian chiefs, worked with this first company of missionaries to develop a written Hawaiian alphabet, and schools quickly followed. But this wasn't forced. Native Hawaiians embraced literacy. They were eager to read and write in their language. By the 1830s, thousands of Hawaiians were attending school. In 1840, King Kamehameha III established Hawaii's first public education system, the first of its kind west of the Mississippi. It was free, compulsory, and taught in Hawaiian. By the 1850s, literacy rates in Hawaii were over 90%, higher than in any other country at the time, including the United States and much of Europe. However, under the growing influence of missionaries and their descendants, key aspects of the Hawaiian identity were attacked. Hula was banned, and it was driven underground, performed only in secret, and nearly erased. The Hawaiian language was suppressed, although my early missionaries used Hawaiian to spread literacy. By the late 1800s, their successors pushed for English-only education. After the 1893 overthrow, and especially after annexation in 1898, Hawaiian was banned in schools, and children were punished for speaking their native tongue, leading to a sharp decline in fluency. By the late 1800s, the descendants of missionaries, including those tied to my family, Whitney and Pogue's legacy, had become some of the most powerful business and political figures in Hawaii. They controlled the land, the water, the banks, and the sugar plantations. Many supported the annexation of Hawaii by the United States to protect their economic and political interests. In 1893, a group of mostly American businessmen and descendants of missionaries, backed by the U.S. Marines, overthrew Queen Liliuokalani, the last reigning monarch of Hawaii, who had been imprisoned in Iolani Palace. While in prison, she wrote a beautiful song that most of you have heard, Ōlelo Hawaiʻi. U.S. President Grover Cleveland declared the coup illegal, but the damage was done. Congress did not support Cleveland's position. Consequently, the monarchy was not reinstated, and the Republic of Hawaii was established in 1894. It wasn't until 1993 that the U.S. government formally apologized for its role in the overthrow. On the 100th anniversary of the event, Congress passed a law known as the Apology Resolution, acknowledging historical significance of the overthrow and offering an apology to Indigenous Hawaiians on behalf of the United States. The East Maui irrigation system, started by William Pogue, my great-grandfather, in the late 19th century, diverted water from East Maui streams to support wealthy sugarcane plantation owners. This redirection significantly impacted traditional taro farming, a staple of native Hawaiian agriculture, leading to long-standing legal disputes over the water rights that still persist today. My family story is a profound reflection of Hawaii's complex history, interweaving missionary legacy, governmental structures, and the enduring strength of Indigenous Hawaiian identity. From the early missionary arrivals to the construction of the East Maui irrigation system, my ancestors were deeply involved in shaping the trajectory of the islands. My life has been a coming together of these two completely different but equally essential cultures. I was born in Honolulu at Queen's Hospital in 1948. Hawaii was still a territory. I am the descendant of the Whitneys and the Pogues, members of the missionaries first and third, other way, there we go. First and third, I wanted to go back to that one. This is a Hawaiian print newspaper, but this is a group of the people that decided it was best to overthrow and have the U.S. keep the islands. And then this is our queen, and she was a prisoner in her own palace. And then these are my ancestors, and I'm going to ask Lynn to pronounce my ancestor's name.
Kawa'awaiki, Vaiki Kawa'aiki, Alapi Nui, Vaiki Po'a.
No. I can only say that one. And these are also my relative, and the baby here grew up to be Emma Victoria Safrey Pogue, and she married William Fawcett Pogue, and you've heard me mention the Pogues. So this is a missionary family, and this is a Hawaiian family. And this is my mama and me. So I'm the descendant of both of those sides, and I'm proud of both wildly diverse sides of my ohana. We've examined how the missionaries reached the islands. I'd like to just touch on how the Hawaiian voyagers, from the Hawaiian voyagers' point of view. You know how the sails that we are accustomed to go like this? If you look at the Hawaiian sails, this is ancient, this is current. They're reversed. They did this because it helped them get out of the middle of a deep swell in an ocean. And this is still a current sailing canoe. This spiritual place is grounded in the land, the mountains, and guided by the sea and the sky. The Polynesians are seafaring people. One generation teaches the next how to harness the desire to explore by learning to listen. They teach them how to use celestial navigation, like we were taught to use street signs. It's clear to them when to turn left, when to turn right, and when to continue on. No compass needed. Our culture is in tune with nature, sensing the signals that blend into recognizable information. They know how to watch the ocean. Its surface is moved by the wind, creating waves. Those wave patterns are changed by the land when they come into contact with it. The early voyagers watched bird behavior and cloud formations and adjusted for the time of the year. Guided by the star patterns, they knew exactly where land would be found. They sailed with outriggers like that, with all they needed for the long voyages. They explored places far and wide, including South America, from Asia to Easter Island, over 2,300 miles away, off the coast of Chile. They sailed to New Zealand, the west coast of what is now the United States, and Alaska. I've always loved the ocean, and now I know why. It's been calling me home. Well, that was a lot of history. Let's see if I did very well imparting it. It's trivia time. So I'm going to ask my Vanna Whites here to assist me with this part. So here are our trivia questions.
What are the nicknames for our three?
Here we go. What are the nicknames for our three home islands? Our three home islands.
Big Island?
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Little Island?
Raise your hand.
Stand up and yell it out so we know where to go with the prizes.
No, it's not there. Sandwich Islands.
Well, that's an answer.
Gathering place.
Yes, that's one. Anybody else?
The Big Island?
Big Island.
Little Island?
You got it.
Garden Island.
Valley Isle. There we go. Yeah, the Valley Isle, the Big Island, and the Gathering Place are the names of the islands that we live, where we live. If you had a right answer, put your hand up. We've got treats. We've got surprises.
Who was the last one?
Lower down
Look,
here.
right over here. She lives in the islands.
Okay, here's a tough one. How many active volcanoes are there in the Hawaiian Islands?
1,
Two.
Nope.
5,
7.
9.
Nope. 6.
6. Got it.
Can you name them? The Big Island, Hawaii Island, where I live, we have 4 active volcanoes. Yes? Yes, Hualalai, and we have Mauna Loa, we have Kilauea, and Mauna Kea.
Where are the other 2?
And you have over in Oahu,
We have Haleakala.
Haleakala, and Maui. Maui has Haleakala, and Oahu has, forget, I don't know.
Oh, there's a 6th one. Okay.
Was that 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we got more. What's the name of the 9th Hawaiian island? Put your hand up.
Who's that? Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Las Vegas.
Unfortunately, a lot of Hawaiians are priced out of their own homes on the islands and found another place to live with a lot of other Hawaiians in Las Vegas.
And they also like to gamble.
And they also like to
And
dance.
it's illegal at home. You want to do that one?
All right, who can name the tallest mountain in the world?
Say it up. Mount Everest.
That's John over there. Raise your hand.
Rick said Mauna Kea.
Mauna Kea,
John, yeah.
from the seafloor all the way up, 33,000
That's
feet.
John.
Behind me.
Put your hand up.
Okay.
Want to do the next one?
Who can name the widest, W-I-D-E-S-T, the widest state in the United States of America?
Hawaii.
Hey, oh, we got winners. Cindy.
Cindy. And, okay, go ahead.
Early in the history of the Hawaiian kingdom, it was ruled from which coastal town?
Lahaina?
Yes. Woo! How will you know when you're in Hawaii? How are you going to know that you found a public beach that you could access? All right. Hands up. All beaches in Hawaii are public. No matter how expensive the mansion is that's near it, you have the right to be on the beach in front of it. How long did it take the U.S. to apologize for an illegal overthrow?
100 years.
Woo-hoo! 100 years. Put your hands up. We got plenty. You can open that chip box if you need to. Now. While she's handing out prizes, I'll finish up. When you arrive in Kahului Harbor on June 5th, I'll be waiting with invited guests Kahu Alika and Kahu Jamie, who will be giving a traditional Hawaiian blessing for our ship, the newly certified U.S. certified Odyssey. We will only have a short time on Maui, so I ask for your kakua and participation in our ship's blessing before you leave to explore. We'll have additional information coming soon. Most of you know of the tragic fire in Lahaina town. We lost 103 people in a matter of a few hours. We lost most of the historic buildings, Lahaina Harbor, boats, major galleries, and small local businesses. This was our harbor, and that's what it looked like after, the next day. This is Front Street, and what it looks like now. And as you see over here on the edge, this is where people had to jump into the ocean to try to save themselves because you couldn't get out. This is a photo that a friend of ours took. He was on a snorkeling dive ship with a lot of tourists. They had no idea what had happened. So he was trying to get back in the harbor with his load of passengers, and they saw this from the distance. So he took them all down to Kaanapali, to the hotel district, dropped them all off, and he and his crew came back to this. And they looked for and found people that had been in the ocean for hours trying to survive, and picked them up and took them to safety. So when you are in our little area of Maui, I really hope that you'll go out and just help support our economy any way that you feel good about it. And one of the easiest ways is to go have fun. You can do a luau. You can go to Haleakala. That's our volcano. They have the silver sword there, which only grows there. You can go diving. This is me in my younger days. The backside of Molokini is an excellent dive spot. This is my older son doing a water bike tour with us. We have a lavender farm. You can go snorkeling in this beautiful water. This is Queen Emma's summer home, and it's now a winery up in Ulapalakua. Cool and beautiful up there. This is Iao. You can hike this. That's the Iao Needle. That's my ohana over there, and everybody's taking a surf lesson, the ones from the mainland that don't spend much time in Maui. So you can take a surf lesson, and then you can get a picture of yourself standing up on your board. This is Mama's Fish House. It's expensive, but it's so good, and you can eat at the bar. This is Mama's Fish House's beach, and you're welcome to use it. It's public. Mahalo for your attention. We're not quite done yet. You are each important to our journey, and we would like to ask you to stand now and hold hands with your neighbor. Let's create an unbroken connection of thought and positive energy. And I know some of you are in the back row, and we can just figure out a way to connect. That's all we need. Please take a slow, deep breath. I think, I don't know if we can do that. From over here too.
Yes, they can.
I have to stay here. We'll just scooch a little bit.
We gotta get Lynn.
There we go. That's creative.
Where'd he get, grab Cindy?
Did you grab her elbow?
Nice work, everyone.
Cindy, come back here. Come on, guys. It's not freaking difficult. Okay.
Now we have an unbroken connection of thought and positive energy. All energy is interconnected, flowing without separation. There is no good or bad, only infinite choices of human experience. We are all made from the same experience. We are one with the universe, connected in every moment. Together we come together today in unity and gratitude, asking for the gentle blessings of the Hawaiian spirits to embrace us and our ship, the Odyssey, with open hearts. We seek to receive the sacred Hawaiian blessing, inviting peace, protection, and harmony. For our journey. May the waves carry us with purpose, the winds guide us with wisdom, and the lands of Hawaii provide their blessing as we honor the beauty of each unique island and the spirit of this sacred place. Together we affirm that we seek a Hawaiian blessing for the Odyssey, that she may receive her U.S. certifications in Honolulu, and that our voyage will be one of grace, safety, and positive affirmation. We see this blessing of our ship, her captain, her crew, and all of us, world travelers, as though it has already begun. Please stay for one more minute. Lynn is going to now read this in Ōlelo.
Ho'opili ia ka ikehu a pau, ka he meka ka awale ole, a ohe maikai, a maikai ole paha. O nā koho pau, ole o ka ike kanaka. Hana ia, ma koa pau mai ke kumu ho okahi, e hui pū, ia ike ia ka he palena ole. Ho'okahi ma kou me ka ao holo o ka, pili i ke la me ke ia manawa. I ke ia la, hui pū ma kou me ka lokahi a me ka mahalo, e noi ana i nā po mai kai malie o nā uhane Hawaiʻi, e apo mai ma kou, a me kou ma kou moku o arisi. Me ka puu vai ha mama, i mi ma kou e loaa ka ho'o mai kai kapu Hawaiʻi. E kono ana i ka maluhia, ka palekana, a me ka lokahi i ka mākou huakai. Nā nalu, e lawe mai ia mākou me ka manao, a lakai ka makani ia mākou me ka naʻaʻao, a hāʻawi na ʻaina o Hawaiʻi i nā pōmaikai. Hoʻohanohano, mākou i ka nani, o ke la me ke ia moku puni kū, hoʻokahi a me ka o uhane o ke ia wahi kapu. E hui pū mākou, ke ho'o ia nei mākou e imi nei mākou. I ka ho'o mai kai Hawaiʻi no ka Odyssey, a o ka mākou huaka i e lilo i mea ho'o loli mai kai palekana a mai kai U.S. certifications.
And now our wonderful Lori is going to do... sorry.
It's just not quite
I ke
done yet.
mākou i ke ia ho'o mai kai ana o kou mākou moku. kona kapena a me nā luina, a me kana mau, hua kai honua, me he mea la ua ho'omaka, a pe la no.
Amen.
And now Lori has a special hula that she's going to dance for us. If you want to stay or sit in a circle would be better if we could, so she can make sure that this wonderful energy continues around the room.
As I